And that was the biggest, highest ratings night of that particular season. This Women's History Month, we are shining a spotlight on Grammy-nominated artist, actress, and podcast host Ashley Támar Davis. She's a protege of Prince, you can hear it there, appeared on The Voice and sang alongside Beyonce and Kelly Rowland in the group Girls Time. She's in town to perform tomorrow night at Operation Collegebound at the International Spy Museum. First, though, she's here to talk about that nonprofit, her career journey, and more. Ashley, I'll be there with you tomorrow night.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm doing the hosting part. You're actually singing and performing.
We're going to get her to do background, y'all. We're going to figure it out. We're going to find somewhere.
I can't share the stage with you in that regard. No, I think you're phenomenal.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So talk about being in town for this organization, which does so much over 30 years now to support youth in higher education.
Well, first, shout out to Tranisha Gaston-Jones and Kenneth Ward for inviting me. I've known Tranisha since high school, and I am a huge advocate for arts. In my household, my parents were always like, whatever you do, get your education. So Collegebound is all about education, and they're also making sure that they are paying it forward and they're putting their hands where their mouths are. So they're not just talking it, they're really making sure that these children and these students are graduating not only with honors, but they have jobs and they follow their passion. It's different to just talk about education, but if you don't give people the access and the awareness about an opportunity, they will have no clue. So I'm so proud of Collegebound. I'm so glad to sing tomorrow night at International Spy Museum in Washington, D.C.
You have so much going on. I mean, you got shows coming up in Houston. Tell us more about that and how people can check you out live.
Houston is where I'm from. I love my city. I just moved back to Houston, and I've always wanted to produce shows. H-Town. I've always wanted to produce shows, so we're bringing a show that we are curating called Broadway on the Hill, where we're bringing talent from Broadway back to one main stage. And it's been emotional because when we were thinking of the bid and proposing, I didn't know if it was going to happen, and come to find out they approved it, and the artists that are coming back have never performed in Houston since they've graduated. So it is a huge thing to see my friends from Wicked to Ain't Too Proud to Beg. We have not announced the lineup yet. I'm performing too, but yes, excited. Broadway on the Hill, August 29th.
Well, we got that tidbit. And going home to Houston, I mentioned Girls Time off the top. You performed as a little baby with, with
we were on Star Search. We were the
Kelly.
hip-hop singing duo. Don't know how the hip-hop got in there, but we were the hip-hop duo singing group or whatever. But yeah, we were called Girls Time. Beyonce, Kelly, LaToya replaced me after I left. Latavia, I still see LaToya, stay in touch with her mom. I run into Beyonce and Kelly every now and then, but yeah, those are my H-Town girls, and I'm so proud of them.
You all have represented to the fullest, and I mean, you work with the late, great Prince. The purple one. I mean, he's right up there with Michael and the rest. How did you get involved with Prince and perform with him, tour with him? How did that come to be?
So that's a long story, but thanks to Fatima Robinson, how I got back in contact with him, Morris Hayes.
Yeah.
I basically just kind of went up to him at an after party he was having. When I say it's a long story, it's such a long story. And I just shook his hand and said, hey, you wrote a song for me at 11 years old, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I kind of auditioned in the studio till like 4 in the morning with one of my friends there on piano, and Prince was like on guitar, and we're just, you know, just singing and carrying on and creating tunes off the top of our head. Then a month later, I get a call saying, hey, can you come to rehearsal? Didn't know what I was coming to rehearsal for. Just rehearsing for 2 weeks, and then history took off. And then we did a Tamar featuring Prince tour. He was my guitar player.
So and you did a duet with him.
Did a duet,
got nominated for a Grammy. Now, I can't have you here, Ashley, okay, when we get down to the nitty-gritty, without asking you to sing. You shared with me that Prince loved jazz.
He loved jazz.
Yeah.
And it was funny, I was doing Sarah Sings a Love Story by Sarah Vaughan, and there was this siren that was coming by on the very first time I opened my mouth singing a song, and it's like one of his favorites. So
you got 30
there's
seconds.
a saying, oh, says that love is blind. Still we're often told, seek and ye shall find. So I'm going to seek a certain lad I've had in mind. Looking everywhere, haven't found him yet. He's the big affair I cannot forget. Only man I'll ever think of with regret.
It's so great, and it's so effortless, effortless. People will get to hear more of that tomorrow night at the International Spy Museum that raises money for our local Collegebound nonprofit, helping kids in the D.C. area. Ashley Támar Davis, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. I can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Absolutely. All right, Makia, you got a huge show coming up today.
Stunning voice.
Yeah, oh my gosh, gorgeous and great voice.